Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott. You're in the Prog Corner. Let me grab a chair, have a seat, relax. Today on the channel, we are going to be looking at that fantastic progressive pop band XTC. People always ask me, why are you talking about XTC? They're not prog. Well, look at the band and who's fans of the band, not least of which is the great Steven Wilson. But today I'm going to be talking about the 10 best XTC songs. And of course, that means I'm going to explode it out to 25. So who is XTC and why do we talk about them on the Prog Corner? Well, first of all, they're very progressive. Andy Partridge grew up listening to Mahavishnu Orchestra and he heard the New York Dolls and it changed his life. He has described his music as the Orchids meets Captain Beefheart. Why not? He was a big fan of the Monkees. Andy is very progressive. He has worked with Peter Blegvad of Slap Happy. He's worked with Mike Keaney from the Frank Zappa Band and the Steve Vai Band. Colin Moulding. He's worked with Days Between Stations, the California prog band. Barry Andrews, after he left XTC after the first two albums, he went on to work with Robert Fripp and the League of Gentlemen, and Dave Gregory, who was Barry's replacement. Well, after XTC broke up, he went ahead and joined a little band called Big Big Train. A big reason why I started listening to Big Big Train was Dave Gregory. But I'm going to go through the top XTC tracks. At number 25, it's Stupidly Happy. And this song is not on the Spotify playlist that I'm putting in the description. The last two XTC albums are not on Spotify. And then there's a non-LP song on here that is not on Spotify, but fear not, on the playlist, I added a couple songs just to even it out. I added Science Friction, Helicopter, and Life Begins at the Hop. Not on the list. But here we go. Number 25, Stupidly Happy from Wasp Star, released in 2000. Their final album. This one did not have Dave Gregory on it, and it definitely does suffer from his absence. But it's a cool song. It's basic, and it's kind of lighthearted and whatnot. But I like it. At number 24, we're going to their alter ego, the Dukes of Stratosphere and Pale and Precious, their homage to the Beach Boys. Yeah, it sounds like God Only Knows, but only better. At number 23, from their first album, 1978, White Music, the song Radios in Motion, the very first song on the very first album. I love it. They're talking about Moscow and Milwaukee, all listening to the same kind of music. It's awesome. Number 22, Earn Enough for Us, off the Skylarking album. Andy Partridge and Todd Rundgren did not get along, but boy, oh boy, they produced a stellar record in Skylarking. At number 21, it's Meccanik Dancing from the second album. Go-To is probably a lot of people's least favorite XTC album. I really like it a great deal, and Meccanik Dancing is just such a fun song, really great. At number 20, it's Punch and Judy. This is a non-LP track. It originally showed up as the B-side to the Ball and Chain single. It's also appeared on the Rag and Bone Buffet compilation album, and there was some called Beeswax, all the B-sides collected. So this song has seen the light of day in a few different formats, but it's amazing. I love the minimalism in this song where the bass and the drums are barely playing anything, but it just works. It's just amazing. At number 19, Andy Partridge's anti-war song, This World Over, from The Big Express. I'm not a big fan of The Big Express. The album came out in 1984 and had some drum machines and stuff on there that didn't really sound XTC-like, but that song's incredible. I love it. At number 18, Love on a Farm Boy's Wages, off of Mummer. This is a beautiful pastoral song about, working in the fields and trying to make a living for his little girlfriend on the farm across the way, whatever. But it's really great. At number 17, the leadoff track from Oranges and Lemons. It's the Garden of Earthly Delights. I love the Eastern influences weaving their way through this song. It's really cacophonous. There's so much going on this record. It's absolutely insane. And pay attention to the great Pat Mastelotto on drums. You know him from King Crimson. Just amazing. At number 16, off of English Settlement. It's No Thugs in Our House. I love this song. Mom and dad are raising a Nazi apparently, and they're not too happy. They found some right-wing reading material in his bedroom, and they're not having any of it. No Thugs in This House at number 15. It's 25 o'clock off the very first Dukes of Stratosphere released. The title track is just amazing. It's so psychedelic and cool. John Leckie produced this thing, and it's got Dave Gregory's brother on drums. Everybody's got fake names. Yeah, everybody knew this was XTC, but it sold better than their previous couple of records, so the label was really, really happy. At number 14, we're burning with Optimism's Flame off of 1980's Black Sea. This song is so much fun, so up-tempo. The syncopated rhythms are just great. Andy's singing a million words a second. Some of his best wordplay on this thing, just amazing. At number 13, it's Millions off of Drums and Wires. Yeah, Drums and Wires is my favorite XTC album, and Millions is such a cool song. There's so many intricate things going on, especially Terry Chambers drumming here. Just absolutely astounding, really, really cool stuff. At number 12, we're going back to Mummer and Great Fire. Yeah, this song does sound a little bit like Madness's Our House, but I'm going to give him a pass because I think this one might have dropped first. I'm not sure. I should have gone back and checked, but it's an amazing track. It was the lead-off single, I think, for the album. The album really didn't do great, but that is just a phenomenal song. I love it. At number 11, it's Don't Lose Your Temper. Yeah, it's a double entendre, but it's so much fun. This is one of the songs that showed up on the Five Senses EP, which came out about the same time as English Settlement. It's also on Beeswax. It's made it on a couple of different XTC compilations, but I absolutely love it. Now we're into the aforementioned top 10 XTC songs. At number 10, from Apple Venus, it's River of Orchids. Man, the way this thing builds up from just little water drops and then little violin plucks, and then it builds and it builds and it builds. You get the horns coming in, and by the time the song is over, there's so much stuff going at you in every different direction. Just amazing. Andy Partridge at his absolute best. At number 9, here's one that I could not find on Spotify. I'm sorry. It's a song called Take This Town. It is off of, well, originally it was off of the Times Square soundtrack, which was a pretty cool record with songs by Talking Heads and Lou Reed, and I think Oingo Boingo might have been on there. I don't know, a bunch of people. I've never seen the movie, but this song is super great. I love it. It's got everything you want in a mid-era XTC song. It's so catchy. It's so fun. It sounds like my number 8 song, actually, which is Generals and Majors, with the whistling and stuff. I've only, believe it or not, got 2 Colin Moulding songs on this list. Yeah, this is one of them. He is a fantastic songwriter, but Andy Partridge, obviously the main guy in XTC, but Colin every now and then would just drop some magic, and Generals and Majors is exactly that. It's just beautiful. I love it. At number 7, going back to Drums and Wires with the final track on that album, Complicated Game. Oh, what a cool song this is, man. This is Andy Partridge just writing on a whole different level. No one wrote songs like him. I just love this track. It's really, really different. It's interesting. It's dark. It's moody, but it's so much fun. Ends the album in such a great manner. At number 6, it's the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead, the lead-off track off of 1992's None Such. An album that doesn't get a whole lot of credit, but it really should. None Such is fantastic. I love Dave Maddox on drums here from Fairport Convention. He does a phenomenal job. Yeah, after Terry Chambers left the band, they kind of had a revolving door of drummers. They had Dave Maddox. They had Peter Phipps from Gary Glitter's band. They had Prairie Prince from the Tubes, Dave Maddox, Pat Mastellato. You even got Chuck Sabo. playing on the last album. So you had a whole bunch of people drumming for XTC. But on the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead, just such a great song. Is it about JFK? Is it about Jesus? I have no idea. But Andy even busts out a harmonica in this song, and it's really great at number 5. It's the Mayor of Simpleton, another one of those great wordplay tracks from Andy. He's really known for his lyrics, and here's another example of where his lyrics are so good, but the music is just bouncy, and it moves forward with such a inertia. I just love this track. It's amazing. It should have been a major hit around the world, but it was not. At number 4, we're going back to Black Sea, 1980, the lead-off track, Respectable Street. Oh man, starts out with a old-timey phonograph kind of thing going, and then you get these really loud guitars. Man, when Barry Andrews left the band, how many bands in 1979, you lose your keyboard player, and what do? New wave is really hot right now, so you don't replace them with another keyboard player, you hire a guitar player. That was just the genius of Andy Partridge. Totally made XTC go in a different direction than the rest of the world was going, but that double guitar attack on Respectable Street, just so great. At number 3, Making Plans for Nigel. Yeah, this was their first hit and their biggest hit in the UK. It made the top 10. This is a Colin Moulding song. It's really cool. It's got a little bit of it, like a reggae flavor to it a little bit. And again, it's a song about a boy, and his parents are worried about his future. Is he going to go work in a factory the rest of his life? Who knows? Who cares? At number 2, the most controversial song XTC ever did, and it wasn't even supposed to be on the album. Yeah, we're talking about Dear God. This was a song which was originally the B-side to Grass, and I guess some DJs in the U.S., those college radio stations, man, they're always looking for something to play. Somebody flipped it over and played Dear God, and the rest, as they say, is history. They had to reissue the album with Dear God in the song sequencing because it was a real big hit. MTV played it like crazy. Is it an anti-God song per se? Well, a lot of people interpreted it that way. I just think it's an open letter to anyone questioning their spirituality and whether or not there is a higher being out there. We should all be asking that question. Whether you come up with the same answers as Andy Partridge is entirely up to you, but God bless him for Dear God. What an amazing song. And finally, at number 1, the greatest of all XTC tracks, it's Senses Working Overtime. Oh man, even Marillion has covered this song. They did such a great job. They brought Dave Gregory on stage and H singing the Andy Partridge lyrics. Just incredible. I love this track. It's everything you want from XTC, all rolled up into one little ball. It's just amazing. I love this band so much. You guys know that, and that's why we're doing an episode about XTC. When I started this channel way back when, like 16 months ago, one of the very first videos I shot was ranking the XTC albums. So I figured today I'd rank some songs and give you guys my top 10. And like I said, I've got a little Spotify playlist in the description. If you're not familiar with the band, please check them out. I swear you're going to like them. They're absolutely incredible. Some of the best songwriting I've ever heard. I put it on the same level as Lennon and McCartney, or John Anderson, Steve Howe, Neil Morris, Robert Pollard, that kind of songwriting genius. Anyway, I am Scott. You're in the Prog Corner, and I just want to say, yeah, man, that video I dropped yesterday about the most divisive albums in prog history shot out of the gate like a cannon, man. Some of the best numbers we've had on this channel. So thank you, one and all, whether you're subscribed to the channel or not. I love you. Peace in the Middle East, and God save that king. See you later.